Good morning, students. So today we'll discuss about organizing unit 5 of Mmpc 001. So we will discuss about its objectives. So objectives are the concept of organizing, meaning of work, different approaches of organizing and analyzing works, method to improve and measures the work process, the time and motion studies, and concept of ergonomics and impact of information technology on work design. So introduction. Organizing refers to the formal grouping of people and activities to facilitate achievement of the firm's objectives. Issue for discussions here are the type of organization structure, degree of centralization, level of management, span of control, delegation of authority, unity of command, line and staff, relationships and staffing. So, structure refer to the specific manner in which people are grouped. An organization can group its people on the basis of various functions, such as production, personnel, finance, and marketing. Geographically, territories or around specific products or product line, such as detergent, toilet products, basic basis, chemical, agro products, as in case of Hindustan Lever Limited. The concept of matrix organization is a recent evolution and combines the functional and products organization. This type of organization is especially useful in case of projects which require both specialists as well as functional expert to execute a project within a specified time frame. Another type of organization is by the type of customer serve. A company manufacturing and marketing computers has organized its sales department in two groups. One group sales to instruction such as offices, banks, school, police, etc. etc. While the other group sells to individuals, many companies selling office equipment have organized separate marketing team to cater to the private sector and the public sector because of the different culture prevailing in them. Then the concept of organizing and analyzing works. So we'll discuss about its concept. The goals accomplishment of an organization requires work to be done in many different areas and highly specialized knowledge and experience. Hence, the work is divided among people, work units such as division, department, and groups. Organizing work refers how to arrange matters so that people can work in concert to get the work done. Division of work between people and groups. The work done by manager at different levels and coordinating the works of people and group to make possible to realize the group of organization. It includes likes. It include issues like organization charts. Organization charts is a form of line diagram. It's indicate arrangement of work unit, delegation of work, that is delegation of responsibilities, and work units in relation to each other. Division of works. The work is divided among people and work units such as division, departments or groups. The head of each works unit is in change for the work done by the unit as well as for the work by him and her. Organizing the work done, responsibility carried at different levels, maintaining relationship between peoples at different levels, coordinating work between people and etc. Different approaches to organizing and analyzing works. So first approach is the ancient approach. The concept of organizing work was there even in ancient times. For instance, an ancient Egyptians built their pyramids, the ancient Chinese built the Great Wall of China, and Mesopotamia used to irrigate their land and wall their cities. And the Romans built their road, educate, and Hadrian walls. All these man-made constructions required large amount of human effort and therefore organizing, that is planning, controlling and coordinations. The Chinese philosopher Mencius wrote about the concept and advantage of division of labor. Records reveal that the ancient Greek understood the advantage of the practiced uniform work method. They also employed work songs to develop a rhythm in order to achieve a smooth, less and fatiguing tempo and to improve productivity. The division of a labor was recognized by Plato. He wrote in the Republic, a man whose work is confined to such limited tasks must necessarily excel at it. However, work itself was viewed by the ancient Greek and Romans as uh, demeaning, humiliating those who could afford to do so were treated as employed slaves. The approach during the Industrial Revolution period, the momentum for Industrial Revolution was initiated in the 17th century. Agriculture method had improved in Europe. Technical advantages were also being made, most notably in textile manufacture in 18th century with the invention of Hargreaves spinning jenny, arcuate, water frame and Compton's mold. The steam engine, first developed in 1698 by Thomson Savery, was harnessed by James Watt. These factors, technological development, expanding trade, markets growing, population, created opportunity for merchants and entrepreneurs to invest in new factories. And he provide three advantages of the division of labor. First one is development of skills, saving of times and the possibility of using specialized tools. The scientific management approach. F.W. Taylor, known as the father of scientific management, we know, uh, and modern industrial engineering by experimenting with different design of shovel for use with different material, rice, coal to ore. He was able to design soles that would permit the worker to solve for the whole day. In so doing, reduce the number of people solving at Bethlehem still works from 500 to 140. This work and his study on the handling of pig iron greatly contributed to the analyzing of work design and gave rise to method study. We already discussed about that. In 1909, he published the book for which he is the best known principle of scientific management. Taylor's impact has been a great because of development of concept of work design, work measurement, production control, and other functions that completely change the nature of industry. Objective of scientific management, so the development of science of each elements of man's work to replace older rule of the method, the scientific selection, training, development of workers instead of allowing them to choose their own task and train themselves as best they could. The development of spirits of hearty cooperation between, we already discussed all the things. Assumption of scientific management. Second assumption, workers. Principle of scientific management. The human relationship approach. The human relationship approach arose are most as a direct result of the harness imposed by supervisor who excessively used scientific management principle and outgrowth of the famous Hawthorne study conducted during 1924-33. The human relation approach de-emphasized the technical component of the job, concerned itself with the impact of employees' social and psychological needs on productivities. The significance of finding to management tasks that Worker thought they acted not at individual but at group. Worker would sacrifice their self-interest in the fact of group pressure. Money is not the sole motivator. This promoted Mayo to comment. Supervisor have significant influence on output. Mayo recommendation reflected these findings were and etc. Below. The socio-technological system approach, the socio-technological technical system approach to work, redesign tasks in a manner that jointly optimize the social and technical efficiency of work, beginning with studies on the introduction of new coal mining technologies in 1949. The socio-technology system approach to work design focus on small self-regulating works group. Modern approaches, modern concepts are not entirely disparate to scientific management and classical organization theory, but are involved from earlier views and represent modification based on research and experience. In order to counter the weakness of the earlier approach, discussed about that the behavior science approach was adopted, industrial psychologists, although at first arrived at similar conclusion to the human relation movement based on their research concentrated on motivation of individuals. Work improvement and measurements. Work improvement, the term work improvement is very wide and includes the study of work and simplification and standardization of method, equipment and working condition. It is otherwise known as method study or method engineering. Work improvement may be defined as scientific techniques of studying, analyzing the conditions influencing the quantity and quality of work done by the workers according to W. Haynes and J.D. Massey. All of the physical aspects of operation can be considered as a part of work improvement study, layout of workplace, material handling, design of equipment, working conditions including lighting, color, air conditioning, power and so forth. Work measurement. So work measurement deals with the assessing the time content of a job performed by an operator to determine the proper time to be allowed and the efforts required for the efficient performance of a job. RM Curie has defined work measurement as application of technique designed to establish the time for a qualified workers to carry out a specified job at a defined level of performance. Work measurement is popularly known as time study, which is a major constituent of the work study. Its advantages are as follows. Work measurement determines the normal time for a job and thereby serve as a basis of a sound-based incentive systems. The standard time determined by work measurement help in labor control, cost control. Work measurement provide the relevant data for efficient works planning control. Work measurement facilitate effective manning of plant and equipment. Work measurement technique can be useful in reducing the time and cost involving in the proposed production orders. Work measurements and work improvements, time and motion study, most important questions. So work study is an important tools in the hand of management for achieving greater productivity in the organization. It is a methodical study of use of workers, materials and equipment in order of enhance exciting methods and work performance by elimination of every type of waste. Taylor recommended the technique of time study for work measurement and determination of time standards. Gilbert's devised the technique of motion study to carry out work study. Thus, work study cover both time study and motion study for motion measurements and work improvements. Objectives of work study. So, objective of work studies are given below. Effective use of manpower, effective use of methods, machine and equipment, effective layout of plant, elimination of unnecessary human motion, simplification and standardization of operations, measurement of time, required to perform an operation and establishment of standard level of performance for each workers. Motion studies, Frank B. Gilbert, an intrusive industrial engineer, had pioneered the technique of motion study associated with his wife uh, Lillian Moller Gilbert during 1902 to 1912. Prior to use Gilbert's standard method, 102 bricks laid per worker were considered to be normal. Gilbert's developed of standard method using motion study resultant and average production rate is 350 bricks per worker per hour. This increase was not achieved by making bricks layout works faster but uh, through most effective way to doing it. For example, Gilbert reduced the number of motions from 18 to 5 in laying the bricks. Traditionally, a bricks layer would bend over a pick up a bricks from a pile or a bricks on a relatively unadjustable scaffold. Rotate the bricks to find the best side and then the lay bricks of tapping with mortar of often poor consistency. Gilbert suggested a different pattern. Gilbert wanted to bricks to be able pick up bricks most effectively. Therefore, he had minimum cost labor arranging the bricks on a pallets for ease of pick up by master bricklayer. There are some studies like micro motion study, principle of and thermal analysis and principle of motion economy are given. And time study is essential way of work measurement. It is the art of recognizing the analyzing method that time requires to perform a motion or series of motion. These deduces that time study is to be conducted after a motion study has been undertaken. Probably the first attempt at formally timing work was done in 1760 when Jean Rudolph Pernet studied the manufacturing of pins and attempt to establish standard times for various operations. Documents have been found relating to the old Derby China works for year 1792 in which Mr. Thomas Mason placed himself to undertake time study in the factory, but the term time study was coined by F. W. Taylor. Unlike the early activities of Baronet and others, Taylor started to break the timing down into elements. Objective, procedure of time study, benefits of time study is an important question. Limitation of time study and difference between time study and motion study. And ergonomics. Ergonomics is scientific interdisciplinary study of individual and their physical relationship is to work environment. It is closely associated with individual and experimental with equipment design. By mid 1950, several aircraft companies began to utilize human engineering in machine design and training programs. Economics is also called science of human engineering. Human engineering may be described as an approach by which, as an engineer, set about the problems of designing machines and equipment to be used by human beings. The human engineers applies scientific knowledge and research methodology to study human areas as they pertain to the operation of the machine system and concepts. Man versus machine, a table. Needs of human engineering. So human engineering is the study of people at work of work method. Its purpose are to design human machine system involving the best combination of human and machine elements, study equipment, design hour of work and physical condition of works. Design the machines for its user, fitting it to their psychological requirements to minimize fatigue and maximum outputs. So next topic will be workspace and architectural ergonomics. The design of workspace and architectural ergonomics has a direct impact on the efficiency and productivity of the worker. Workspace is the space within which one perform the tasks that add up to the job's physical design of workspace includes working out how much space needed and positioning of furnitures, tools, equipment and any other items need to perform the task. In respect of posture, assess clearance, reach and vision of the user. A poorly designed workspace or a bad arrangement of furniture or equipment may result in injury and stains due to the adoption of uncomfortable working posture, less spare capacity to deal with unexpected events of emergencies, the increased possibility of error or accident or inefficiency. So and next point is impact of information technology on organization works. The important topic: satellite location, hot desking and hoteling, and telecenters and telecottages, teleworking, telecommuting, telematics, field system, computer supported cooperative workers, and the virtual organization, online business and e-commerce. So the 15 it is already completed. Thank you.